Buying a $3 million Bugatti. I'm about to tell you all about it. Why I bought the Bugatti, the process, how I got it registered, the first and only Bugatti registered in Australia as of today, why I wanted to get a Bugatti, and the maintenance, service, all the above. I'm about to break it down. Let's get it. All right, so I've got some stats on my phone, yeah? The Bugatti that I bought is an 8-litre with 16 cylinders, and it has 4 turbos. Look, I knew nothing about the car, straight up. When I bought it, I didn't even test drive it. I bought the thing, I just wanted to buy it. And I'll explain how I came to that as well. The car does 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds, and it can reach over 400 kilometers per hour. 400 kilometers per hour is very fast. I'm not gonna say what I've done in it, but I got pretty close to it on the M4. So I've had this car for about 2 years now. And I wanna talk about like what maintenance and service looks like. So with the Bugatti, the way it works with Bugatti is you need to get a 2 or 4 year service package. I got the 2-year service package, and that cost me 33,000 euro, which works out to be like 60,000 Australian for 2 years. So that includes servicing. And the way servicing works is Bugatti send their own technicians to the vehicle to service it. You can't just take it to any mechanics in Australia. Like you can only go through them. And it's a very complicated vehicle. Like I'm pretty sure no mechanics would, like standard mechanics would know what to do with the Bugatti. Like it's full complicated. Like I've even showed one of my mates, and he was just like mind blown looking at the engine and everything about it. So yeah, it's exclusive with Bugatti, 2 or 4 year service package, how it works. And yeah, it's not cheap, very expensive. All right, now tires. So for a set of tires, you're looking at about 21,500 euros, which is about 40,000 AUD. And the way it works with the tires is, once you need new tires, you actually have to send it to Bugatti overseas. They got to unglue the old tire, glue on the new tires, send it back to you and put it on. So yeah, it's not easy, you know, like these cars come with very high maintenance costs. But again, not everyone can get a Bugatti, so it comes with the territory. So if you're thinking of getting a Bugatti, just understand, not only does it cost a lot of money, the maintenance is very, very expensive, but bro, you got a Bugatti. So how did I come across this Bugatti? So one of my car dealer mates, he reached out to me and said, pretty much, I've got a car in the dealership that you'll be very interested in. And at first I was like, because I'm not really into cars, to be honest with you. Like, it's like whatever, yeah, nice car, it's a nice car, I drive a nice car on the daily. But I'm not someone that's like a car enthusiast. Like I really don't care about cars, you know? And but he was like, trust me, this car is your flavor. Like this is for you. You need to come and look at it. And I was like, how much? He wouldn't tell me the price. And it wasn't until I went to see, walked into his showroom, and he revealed the vehicle, and I saw it. And I saw it was a Bugatti. I'm like, damn, I need to get this. I'm buying this thing. You know what I mean? At that point, my heart was set. I'm buying this. You know, I was just thinking like, at the time it was black and blue. First thoughts in my head was that blue. I'm gonna go matte black. And then, you know, I'm just gonna enjoy it. Like, fuck, the only Bugatti that I knew of, like I've never seen a Bugatti in real life before. That was like my first time seeing a Bugatti in real life. And it was in Australia. So that's how I came across it. And then I was wondering why he had that car and it wasn't sold, or why was it sitting there? Like, did you buy it for yourself? I asked him a whole bunch of questions. He explained to me the situation. I'm not gonna say how this car came about, but long story short, the car was available for sale. I asked him for the price, he told me what it was, obviously very expensive. But just like anything you don't really need in life that you really shouldn't be buying, you kind of try to justify it in a way. Like there's several watches I've purchased where I know I don't need it, but I'll be like, you know, this is a symbol of my success. You know, you always try to find the reason to why you should buy something. When really I didn't need it, but I also then broke it down where it was like, I know I'm not going to lose money, you hold its value. And at the time it wasn't registered, and I thought to myself, if I can get this car registered, surely the value will increase. So I made a deal with the car dealer. I said, listen, I'll buy this vehicle subject to you getting it road registered, because the last thing I wanted was to buy this car and it was just sitting in my garage. So we began that process. So getting this car registered was not easy. We had to it took a few months, but long story short, we had to get it to Queensland. So we had to tow it to Queensland. It went all over the internet. You know, people were posting photos of the car like on a trailer. It was getting like sent around. You know, even heaps of boys were sending it to me because they knew that was my car. But yeah, so we got it registered in Queensland, and once it got registered, I brought it back to New South Wales. So once I made that deal with the car dealer, like that I'd buy it subject to him getting it road registered, I had to pay a deposit. It was a large deposit. I think it was like $1 million. Yeah, $1 million. And keep in mind, guys, for a Bugatti, good luck getting finance. No one's gonna lend you this money. Like, you need to have that money cash. So yeah, I bought the car cash, no loans, no finance, because it's not a brand new Bugatti. Maybe a brand new Bugatti, you could probably get finance on it, but I wasn't able to do it. I didn't even look into it. I literally just bought the car cash. And so yeah, we were negotiating, finalized the price, and he wanted a deposit. But with this deposit, you know, it gave me a bit of time to really think about it. Like, do I need a Bugatti? Like, do I need a $3 million vehicle? Like, I started full doubting it. Like, a lot of things were going through my mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit red hot, like driving a Bugatti in Australia. Wrong attention, not just from boys, but from everyone, like people close to you, you know? They're gonna think, fuck, this guy's flying. Even though I'm not flying, I'm doing it very, very tough. It's, you know, just these things start going through your head. You start to, once you're in a different position in life, you start to think of different scenarios, right? And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, fuck, if I buy this car, fuck, I don't know if it's a good look. Then I started thinking of all the positive side of things, where it's like, look, it's good for my personal brand. It's gonna solidify a lot of things, right? Like, you have a Bugatti, fuck, you're definitely not a flop when it comes to making money. You're definitely an earner. You know what you're doing in business. And you know, I'm a businessman. I consider myself a successful, smart businessman. Someone that's learned a lot over the years through plenty of mistakes, and I still continue to make mistakes, but I'm one of those guys that will just keep going and I'll keep learning. I won't quit. But still, it was still up in the air. I was still tossing up whether it was worth it or not. And it wasn't until this one moment, I'll never forget this feeling, bro. I was with a very close friend of mine. We're at Asai Underworld, at his OG truck, he calls it. So I remember we were there waiting for our Asai, and I was telling my friend, I was like, bro, straight up, I don't think I should get the fucking Bugatti, bro. Like, fuck, it's red hot, bro. You know what I mean? Like, driving a Bugatti. Bro, he looked at me, he goes, lad, fuck what anyone thinks, bro. I'll never forget. He looked me right in the eyes, he goes, fuck what anyone thinks. He goes, brother, you're gonna be the first islander, Polynesian in the world to have a Bugatti. And when he said that, I was like, lad, are you sure I'm the first? We got The Rock. I'm sure there's like, you know, there's big NFL players. I'm like, bro, you sure we'll be the first? He's like, yeah, lad, I already looked into it. I Googled it. We jumped on ChatGPT, Google, and it was pretty clear that no other islander in the world has ever had a Bugatti. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, that felt mad. I'm like, fuck, I could be the first one. Like, that's just a mad flex, right? But not only is it a mad flex, it's also a mad story. Someone from Sydney, Tongan background, buying a Bugatti, leading by example, giving hope, giving inspiration to other islanders across the world and around me, you know, in Australia and New Zealand. And again, once I thought of that, I remember shaking his hand. I go, lad, I'm gonna buy this shit, bro. Fuck it, done. I remember messaging the dealer. I go, lock it in. I'll pay the deposit tomorrow. Transfer the $1 million the next day. We made an agreement, a contract, stating exactly the terms and conditions. And yeah, it took a few months and we got the car registered. Yeah, so to anyone out there that's worried about spending money on something that they might not need, man, just remember you only live once. You might not get another chance at this, so just do your thing. So make sure, obviously, you use your brain, make sure there's strategy behind it. Because everything I spend my money on, I make sure it makes sense, you know, like there's strategy. It has to be logical thinking. I'm not just gonna buy something based on emotion. Sure, the emotion will give me the initial feeling of wanting something, but then you gotta tap into your brain cells and think, fuck, how would this work? Am I gonna lose money? And if I do, am I gonna be all right? How can I use that as leverage? Yeah, just you know, write some notes down, really think about it, make sure it makes sense to you, and just like I said, remember, you only live once. Enjoy yourself. Look at me in Japan, baby. Ginza, Japan, doing my thing. Much love.